Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. A chatty one. New neighbours. So it's a new era basically. Not that this one down here gives the monkeys. Oh, have we just woken up? Actually, you can come and say hello. I haven't said hello to people for a long time. We won't show you bald bits where you've been, where you've had your fur done. We'll just show you a cheeky little face there. So he's still with us. Oh, he's all bleary eyed, he's just woken up. He's a bit like me when he wakes up, it takes a while. He's a good boy. Come on then, you going out? You going out? You got new neighbours. And they have a dog. Come on then. Right, where's me? There it is. Right, where was I? New neighbours have moved in. I went out and had a chat. They're nice people. They are, there's an element of strange, but strange in a nice way. They seem older than people that would have 10-year-old twins. The twins arrived while I was chatting. They're identical twins. So this one's called so-and-so and this one's called so-and-so. Like I'm going to remember which one's which. They're shy. I'm told they're a little reserved. That sounds good as far as noise levels are concerned. Because whether you like it or not, girls make more noise than boys. They screech, they scream. Why do girls stand on the edge of the road and when they run across the road, why do they scream? Boys don't do that. Anyway, they've moved in, they've got all their stuff. They are, as I would be, a trifle annoyed that the guy has not cleared all his stuff out. There's stuff still in their sheds. I know there's stuff in my shed, that's a separate issue, that's down to me. There's stuff in the carport. Apparently the house has been let go. It's their expression, not mine. But there's doors hanging off and stuff. The video tour of that house and the stills that were taken of that house are from quite a long time ago. And that's what attracted people in to buy the house. The state of the house now is from the sounds of the guy's tone, nothing like what the pictures were like. But they've seen it, they've viewed it, they know there's some work to do to get it back into the way they would like it. And you know what I liked? I saw garden stuff. I saw gardening tools. I saw pots with plants in that go in the garden. And having had a chat, these sound like people who like their gardening as opposed to people who just let it go. That sounds good. They've got 2 cars. They're quite happy that, you know, when they can get in the carport properly, one will go in there and one will go in the driveway. That's no different to what I had before, a van and a car over their side. That works out okay. And when I said that these bushes and shrubs here round to the shed on the front, they were planted by the landlord, so they're down to me to look after. And as you can see, I haven't really done anything this year. Don't worry about that. I don't mind mucking in. I can always trim those. We like words like this. But we did have that from the other guy. I'll do that, leave it to me, and then nothing got done. So hopefully these people, when they say, I'll do this, they actually get it done. They seem very nice people. They seem quietly spoken. Given the names of the 2 twins, there's a little bit of hippiness going on here, or, I can't think of the expressions, but nice people anyway. It seems as though it's going to work well. And when you've got a shared area, it needs to work well, doesn't it? It's got to work well. You can't, if there's a falling out, you know, every time you go out of your door, you're sort of thinking, what hassle am I going to walk into? Don't need any of that. I mean, I'm easygoing. I get on well with almost anybody. Don't rub me up the wrong way, will you? But yeah, they seem like nice people. The girls seem, they don't seem boisterous. They don't seem, the two lads that were in next door were borderline out of hand. They were disrespectful. They had mouth off to their parents. They were not nice kids, quite honestly. I didn't have much time for them, whereas these seem nice, ordinary sort of people. And hopefully it will work well. And they are local people. The lady works in the surgery where I go to have my blood tests and things like that, so local. The guy is the caretaker in the local school. The girls go to the local school just there. I can see it if I look out of the bedroom window. So they're local people. They've only moved around the corner. Yeah, so I'm pleased that I've got neighbours that seem as though everything will be fine. It could have been a hassle. You know, when you've got a shared access, shared driveway and neighbours in close proximity, it could be a hassle. It could make your life a total misery. You know, I mean, if those oiks in the flat up there, the noisy, ignorant people, if they moved in next door, I would not be happy. My life would be made a misery. But oh, and the other thing, the new people have got a dog. This is the guy I'm talking to, so I'm assuming it's the wife's dog, because he said, "Oh, it's one of those little rat dogs." He called it a rat dog. That's my expression. I made that up. Rat dogs, tiny little short legs, dong, 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 beady little eyes. Rat dog, and he called it a rat dog. And he said, "It's only about that big." I said, "My cat will eat that." Oh, hang on, talking of cats. Come on then. And this is my only worry, is Mojo. Because at 4 o'clock in the morning, when he starts yowling because he wants his breakfast, the other people that were next door, their bedroom, the main bedroom, the double bedroom, is right at the other end of the house. And the children's bedrooms are next to each other, starting at the other end of the house. So there's bathrooms and things like that in between my bedroom, my house, and their sleeping arrangements. And I'm just hoping that his very loud yowling at 4 o'clock in the morning doesn't disturb them, because the last thing I want is for me to be a nuisance. There's nothing I can do about it. I mean, you know, that's how he is for now, while we've still got him. Yeah, so I'm happy that I seem to have new neighbours that seem as though we're going to get on well. You can't ask for any more, can you? Not in close proximity in a confined space like this. So we shall see. Time will tell. But it sounds like we've got somebody who's prepared to put a bit of effort in. They're interested in gardening, so they're going to have a nice garden, hopefully. You know, they brought in, they've even brought in a couple of statues to go in the garden. Not my thing, but you know, whatever. But at least it shows they're interested. And they've said that, you know, the alleyway going round to the back, they'll probably put a gate on there so that dogs and children and whatever will stay round the back, which it all sounds good. And I'm relatively pleased. It's a bit nerve-wracking, you know, when something that's been, the people that were here before were here long before me, 20 years, you know. With the 3 years I've been here, 23 years. And these are new people, but it sounds like it's going to work okay, so I'm quite happy. All the hassles I've had with nerve-wracking websites, domains. Now, lots of people have just glazed over, I can tell. But basically we have a website for our Orchid Society. To run a website you need a domain, which is like a controlling entity, if you see what I mean, for those who don't know. And Google, bless their little cotton socks, one of the companies that I love to hate, along with Apple and several others, I'm tolerating Microsoft. Is there something in common with all these companies, like where they might come from? Anyway, Google, bless its cotton socks, has decided to change the way that mail is being sent and received via their processes. So this affects people who have a Gmail account, a Google email account, like what I've got. The email account that goes with this YouTube channel is a Gmail account. It has to be, because when Google took over YouTube, effectively, at the higher level, they decided that to have a YouTube channel you must have a Gmail account. Yeah? It's all jobs for the boys, isn't it? Anyway, at the end of the day, that didn't worry me at the time. But what's happened now is they've changed the authenticate validation processes so that when an email is sent to a Gmail account, it must have certain protocols sat behind it that validate and check that, you know, it's not spam and all stuff like that. I like the idea, but that's great. Unfortunately, our domain has emails that are aliases, so that on our website we can show honorary treasurer at wessexorchidsociety.org.uk. So that's the address that people see, but that's an alias on the domain that links to my email address, and they're failing. They're coming up with errors. So when people go on our website and decide to contact somebody or use the inquiry form, they're failing to be received because Google have changed the goalposts. Did I get told about this? No. I found out the hard way because the analysis of the latest failed email was forwarded to me from our membership secretary, which is my good friend Helen, and it had the details, and I looked up the details, did a bit of work and this, that and the other, and found out what the problem was. That's the easy bit. So we found a problem. We need to get into our domain and sort it out. We need to set up certain protocols. Now, although I don't know how to set them up, I'm hoping that when I get into the domain, when therein lies the problem, it'll be relatively easy to sort out. Unfortunately, I'd forgotten my sign-on ID to the domain because I need to log into there once in a blue moon, literally. I update our website quite frequently. That's a separate login. I know that. I use it frequently. So anyway, I tried to log into the domain, and the username stroke ID that you log in under is not labelled as obvious, but it's an email address. So I tried several email addresses, I tried several passwords that go with those email addresses and failed miserably. Oh, blow it. Let's go back to my notebook. Flicked through my notebook and eventually found the email address that I should be using to get into the domain. So I put that in and clicked on forgotten password, because I thought if I don't know the email address, I'm blowed if I can remember the password. So I put forgotten password, and basically I got to a point to request my password to be reset, and I did that, and it said you have been sent a link to your email address. So I went to my email address, there's the link, cut and paste that into a new tab, and it took me to the place where I would put in my email address and reset my password. And it said, sorry, your logon limit has been reached, access denied. So I'd obviously used that email too many times trying to find the right password. So I've been locked out of our domain. So I can't get in to sort the problem out. So in the email it has, this is our 24/7 support phone number. 24/7 support phone number. So I phone it up, I get a recorded message saying, please can you contact us via email via support.at. So we're now starting to get ratty. Yeah. So anyway, I got to the point where I can send an email. I've sent an email. Thank you for your email. We will get back to you as soon as possible. Please allow 3 to 5 working days. That's why I opened the bottle of wine. I've had enough. I get fed up with being run around in circles. We pay quite a lot for that domain, I think, over the top. But unfortunately it's too difficult to change it. There are skill sets that I haven't got, despite being webmaster. So, I sent an email round to the various people involved saying, we have a problem with our domain, I can't get in at the moment, I'm working on it, I will get back to you and keep you posted as and when. And then I had to go into our website, which I can log into, and put messages up there saying, if you're trying to contact us, please only use this particular email address, because my email address that's linked to the domain and website is a Hotmail, hotmail.com. It's not Gmail. Mine works. Mine's fine. If somebody tries to contact the treasurer via our website, it comes straight to me. It works fine because it's not a Gmail address. Unfortunately, some of the others are, and they're failing. So no, we don't get many contacts through our web address, but all this stuff goes round in circles and drives you up the wall, and to me is over the top interference with normal proceedings, which were going fine. Anyway, I'll just have to wait for an update. The email basically says, it explains that I'd forgotten my ID and my password. I tried using various email addresses and obviously reached the limit, and I now can't reset my password. Can you please undo my excess limit, the limit on my access, so that I can then get back in and use forgotten password and get a password reset and get back in and sort out the problem with the Gmail addresses, which was the initial problem in the first place. It does get on your wick, and it does get on your nerves, and it does make your day not so nice as it might have been. Here endeth the chat and the moan and the rant and the fact that I got new neighbours. These new neighbours have been coming for 9 months. I was told the guy was moving out and that they'd split up. 9 months to get the new neighbours. And I've been told they were moving in over a period of nearly 8 weeks. They finally moved in. It's finally happened. And we've still got stuff all over the place that hasn't been cleared up. As I expected. That was exactly what I expected. It's not nice. If you're moving house, the place you're going to should be cleared out, clean and tidy. It's the right thing to do. And if you've ever moved out and not done that, you need your arse kicked. It's not a nice thing to do. Moving house is a stressful event, especially with kids, pets and stuff like that. The people moving in should not have added stress and hassle due to your neglect. So when you next move house and you're clearing out your old place, do it properly, as I did when I last moved out. Just be nice. Right, now I'm going to go and sit down and probably fall sound asleep in front of the telly, which I will have on very quiet, because next door prior to these new people were a noisy lot. So if my telly was a bit loud, I didn't really bother that much. I thought I'd blow it. I've got new neighbours now that sound like they are quiet, more respectful type people. I will fall into place so we can have our TV on quiet. For now. See you next time. Thanks for dropping by and listening to all this cobblers. I just felt that I ought to say about the new Neighbours. They seem like it's going to be good stuff. We can only hope. See you next time.